to another video. This is Rachel and we are going to be talking about my favorite crystals last month. If you haven't seen these videos before, every month I go over all of the crystals the previous month that I was really attracted to, and then I try to find patterns and see why and connect it to what is going on with my life. And it always seems to be a really cool pattern. I really love doing these. I think it's a really great way to kind of like self-reflect and check in with yourself and see where you are. Last month was kind of like a whirlwind month for me. I had a lot of change going on. I had a lot of exciting things happening. We redid one of the rooms in our house, so like my living situation was torn apart for a little bit, and I don't know if it's because of that, but I found myself not carrying crystals around the house so much this month as I usually do. So most of these crystals are ones that I have just like either laid out or worn. Most of them are just like worn pieces that I wanted to wear. So the first one I'm going to talk about is Ruby Fushite. And Ruby Fushite is a beautiful crystal that is a combination of stones. So the red pink parts of this are ruby and the green part is fuchsite. You can also find ruby in zosoite, which is a much darker green. You can find ruby in kyanite with like blue in it. It's really pretty. And ruby always glows under a black light, which is one of the coolest things about it. I have to go get my black light. This is how you can tell if rubies are real. You can just put them under black light and they will glow this beautiful, bright, fluorescent color. I'm actually wearing a piece of Ruby Fuchsia also. This one actually has blue kyanite too. See the blue? Like I said, I've mostly been like wearing crystals around, and this is the piece of Ruby Fuchsia I've been wearing. I just have this to show you, but I've been very, very drawn to the Ruby Fuchsia lately. Ruby Fuchsia in the past to me, when I would pick it up, I would usually use this piece and I would put it in my pocket when I was going to work. And I remember doing it specifically to boost my psychic abilities and everything else. But that was when I was like first figuring all this stuff out. I was much newer to crystals and I was much newer to trying to turn on my psychic abilities, which dude, I don't know if it was the crystals or not, because I did a lot of stuff in order to open everything up. It's not something that I actively tried to work on anymore. It's something that's just there. So I wasn't picking it up for that reason. So I was a little bit curious about why I was drawn to it over and over again this month. So I looked a little bit more into it. And it turns out that Ruby Fuchsia is actually very, very good for emotional stress and just like a basic great overall healer for the emotional body in itself. And so like I said, I was going through so much last month and a lot of it was exciting change, but your body can't actually tell the difference between stress and something exciting. All your body knows is that something is changing and it doesn't know like what to do with the emotions. There's actually a term for it. It's called eustress. When people, for instance, like win the lottery, that amount of stress on your body is almost as detrimental to your health as losing a loved one or going through a divorce. Like, because it's just upheaving your natural, habitual energy space that you're living in. And when it so quickly changes like that, it's just very stressful to the body. So because I was going through so much stuff last month, even though a lot of it was exciting, my body was stressed out. And the fact that we had half of our house torn apart for a while was also very stressful. I was so excited about it. Like, we worked on our bedroom, so we pulled our entire bed out into the living room, and I was so excited because I've been trying to have like sleepover vibes since we moved into this house. After a few days, I was like, ugh, I can't believe our bed is in the living room. So Ruby Fuchsia is very good for your emotional body. It helps relieve stress and worry. It's also supposed to give you courage and bring happiness. So all of those things, I totally understand why I was so drawn to the Ruby Fuchsia this month. Now, something else I was super drawn to last month was black tourmaline. And if you have been watching my videos, you are probably aware of this because I took the time to make an entire black tourmaline video. I've been buying a bunch of new pieces, so those are in my crystal haul videos. And I've just been super drawn to it. I've been thinking about it a lot. I've been buying a lot of new pieces. But beyond that, I've also been putting it like around me in our environment. So I'm also going to talk about smoky quartz along with this because I was using this beautiful smoky quartz point that I have. And I've also, now that I'm thinking about it, I also bought a bunch of new smoky quartz, which was just in a crystal haul video I did. So I don't know if I was trying to like ground myself with these stones, but I just had this overwhelming desire to put this in our living room, like on our coffee table. And then I surrounded it with these little black tourmalines. So yeah, I just had like a little grid set up, simple. I had that, and then I had the 4 pieces of tourmaline around it, and I just put it there and left it there until we had to move the coffee table, and then that's when it all had to come down. But I don't know if I was trying to ground myself because I wasn't wearing it or carrying it. It's like I was trying to ground the environment around me, which was probably because I was going through so much change. So I was trying to create like a safe space for myself and make myself feel like I was like all protected. And that feeling is what I get from black tourmaline a lot. Like I'm like safe in a thing. I remember doing that in one of my energy videos, and that's still how black tourmaline makes me feel. It's just like I'm in this like safe cocoon under the ground, like a squirrel or something. I don't know. So I was very drawn to these stones last month. Another thing that I kept grabbing over and over and over is green aventurine. And again, I was just wearing it. So I was wearing this bracelet a lot. I just kept putting it on. And then I also have this necklace. And I love that this necklace is big enough that I can put it on without unfastening it. That makes me so happy. I found myself putting this on over and over. And the thing about this is I was never like thinking about it like, oh, I need to go find some green aventurine and put it on. But every time I passed it and saw it laying there, like I have a dish that I usually put my bracelets in right before I get in the shower. Then I have a place on my desk I put bracelets when I know have them on. They're spread out throughout the house. But every time I would pass one of those bracelet things that had the green aventurine in it, I would put it on. And then same thing with my necklace. I would end up like taking it off at night and like putting it on the coffee table when I'm like trying to get comfy or something and it's getting in my way. And then the next day I would see it and I would put it on. So it's like, but also I wasn't putting it on just because it was there, because there's always numerous things there, and this is the one I just kept picking up. Now, usually in the past, when I put green aventurine on purpose, it's usually because I'm trying to do something with money or luck or an opportunity or something like that. Green aventurine is a good luck stone. Like, I don't want to say the good luck stone because I feel like jade is like the good luck stone, but I feel like green aventurine is right there with it. So I am looking up green aventurine to see what it is that I was drawn to it, and I never knew that green aventurine gets its green shade from Fushite inclusions. What? So really, it's like I was just drawn to Fushite this month, which I have a few pieces of Fushite. Let me go find them and show you. So these are Fushite only. They're not mixed with anything else. Look how sparkly they are. And these I have on a table with a bunch of other crystals, and I never touch those crystals. They're just purely decorative. But I feel like I was drawn to 2 different stones that have Fushite in them. Maybe I should just look up Fushite. Do you guys ever start feeling the effects of a crystal just reading about it? Because that just happened to me. It's so weird. I will say one more thing about green aventurine before we move on. It's supposed to be very soothing to the emotions, but also it is supposed to be a stone of personal growth and offer you opportunities to learn about yourself and your place in the universe, which is... Fushite helps to overcome codependency and aids in a speedy recovery from trauma, both emotionally and physically. Fushite increases the energy of other crystals and helps in the transfer of their energy. It shifts energy into positive channels, therefore releasing blockages caused by excess energy. It makes sense to me too. All right, you guys, I only have one more crystal I want to talk about today, and that is Lapis. Lapis is actually the first crystal that I started wearing on a daily basis. And so Lapis is actually the first crystal that changed my life. I don't remember why I bought this certain bracelet, but I bought it on Etsy. I started wearing it every day. My entire life shifted and changed in the way that, like, I was at this job, I found a closer, better job for more money. And then I found a job that aligns with my soul's purpose. And I just kept being pushed after that. But everything started when I started wearing the Lapis every day. So I'm very connected to Lapis. I love it. Unfortunately, my bracelet broke and I haven't wanted to put it back together. I did go back to the same place that I bought it, and I bought an additional bracelet, but it was completely different. I still wear it. This is what I've been wearing all month, just this Lapis bracelet. And again, this is one that I just keep putting on. This one I will go and seek out and put it on. And in the back of my head, I think every time I do it, I'm doing it for like a health boost, just to like protect myself physically, to make sure that I feel like putting Lapis on is almost like taking a vitamin. That's what I feel like when I put it on. I'm just like doing it to make myself be healthier or feel healthier or something like that. So now Lapis is blue, so that means that it's great for the throat chakra. So it helps you speak your truth. It helps you actually not only be better at expressing yourself, like self-expression, but it's also good for revealing your inner truth. So like, it's going to help you tell others how you really feel instead of pushing it down, but at the same time, it's also not going to let you get away with anything in your own mind of like, that's fine, it's not fine, this is what you actually feel about it, maybe you need to look at this and fix it. So I think that's a great thing about Lapis. It's supposed to be great for creativity. It's actually also supposed to be a protective stone and help shield the wearer from negativity. And then at the same time, help you kind of align with your higher self and your higher, like the next best version of you, which I talk about all the time. Like if you're just always striving to be that person, then you're just going to keep getting better and better. I think it's so important to keep working on ourselves because none of us is perfect, and life can just keep getting so much better and better and better and better and better and better and better. It's so funny. You can find so much information about crystals in so many places. You can go online and Google them, and so many different sites pop up. And when you look online like that, I personally like to read a few different people's points of views and kind of see what they all have in common, but also to see how I feel when I'm reading them, because whether or not the things are true, I feel like I get an extra little like feeling when it's giving me a property that I have either experienced or that that's the reason that I'm picking the stone up, like that's what I need to experience type of thing. And then there's so many great crystal books. Again, personally, I really like Robert Simmons's Book of Stones. I think that the information in there is all very legit. There are some other very popular crystal books that actually have wrong information in them, and the author has come out and said that there's wrong information in them, but they still sell them, so people are reading them and then they're spreading this information to other people. But I really like Robert Simmons's Book of Stones. What I'm getting at is one of the things that I saw online about Lapis just really made me laugh, because there's a cartoon called Steven Universe and it is about crystals. And So I'm reading this thing about Lapis and I didn't realize it was about the cartoon, and I'm just like, well, that's a bold statement. It says, what powers does Lapis have? Of course, that's what I would click on. What powers does it have? It possesses standard gem abilities such as fusion, superhuman strength, agelessness. She is exceptionally powerful, especially when she is near the ocean. Have you guys ever watched that show? I tried to watch it once. When I worked at the crystal shop, this kid came in and, oh, bless his heart, he was just starting to see ghosts and things like that, and he had no idea what was going on. He was so scared. He was afraid of the dark, and I sat down with him and we talked a little bit, and I told him I'm afraid of the dark too, but everything's gonna be okay, and just tried to like calm him down a little bit about the things that were going on. And he insisted that I watch this show called Steven Universe. So I went home and I tried to watch it, and I couldn't get into it, but maybe I'll try to watch it again now. Maybe this is a sign that I should try to watch it again. Oh my god, I just remembered I was wearing my rings a lot this month too. Pretty much every day. I would say at least 5 days a week I'm wearing these two rings, and it's Moldavite, which, hello, Moldavite all day, every day, love it. And then rutilated quartz. Come on, rutilated quartz. So I've been really loving both of those lately too. I'm always wearing them. This month was just like a really big jewelry month, wearing crystals around month, for whatever reason. We'll see if that happens again this month. And if everything goes back to normal, I'm going to go ahead and say it was just because of everything being torn apart and a wreck. So that is all of my favorite crystals for last month. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. I love each and every one of you. I hope you have such a great day, and I will see you all next time.